Hi, I'm Sharon from I Restore Stuff, and I upcycle furniture and other home decor, which involves a lot of painting, which I love to do, but it also involves prep. And sometimes you've got to sand your piece, and that's not the not so fun part. But when Jenny introduced me to the Sandi Hands sanding glove, I was impressed. I thought this is going to change my world. So I'd love to introduce you to that product today and show you a little bit more about it and how it works. Let's take a look inside the package. A lot of people find sanding with the normal sandpaper a little bit limiting, and I've found that in my experience with sanding decor. You take a little piece of paper, it flicks out of your hand, or it's really bad on your nails, or dries your skin out, all of that kind of thing. So it can be a little bit limiting, and it does have its place, but when you've tried the Sandi Hands glove, you'll really find that it's got a whole lot more benefits for not just sanding with wood, but also other things. So each sanding glove comes in ladies' and men's sizes. These are the standard Sandi Hands sanding gloves, but it also comes in a tradesperson's glove, which is a bit more sturdy and hardy. And then we also have available a range of grit sizes, ranging from 80 grit through to 400 and even 1,000, 2,000 grits for those really fine detailing kind of things. Great for, if you're working on surfboards, boats, auto detailing, that kind of thing. So a lot of people, this is what I'm using it for. We'll just open up this glove, and it comes with one glove. I've opened up the ladies' size, so there it is, and you'll see the Velcros on there. Ooh. And then it'll come with 2 replacement grits. And the replacement grits are a size 80 grit and also a size 120. And you can see that they fit right on the hand. So it doesn't take much explanation, but Jenny has also got some handy dandy instructions on the back to let you know how to put them on. So what you can do, put your gloves straight on. They're a cotton glove, really nice and breathable, especially for summer. Step 2, take your glove, put it on the palm first, and then get your little fingers and place them each on like that. And that's our 80 grit, all ready to sand. Here's an example of something that we could use our Sandi Hands sanding glove for. And this is an ordinary table leg, and you can see it has the little grooves in it. I have had a little go at sanding it, you can see there, but we're not getting down into the edges. So with the Sandi Hands sanding glove, you're just going around the edges like this. We're creating a bit of dust here, but you can get into those grooves right inside because you can curve your hand around the block of wood. So then we get down, you can do it this way, or like I said, getting around there with the glove. So much easier when you're using a normal piece of sandpaper. It's really hard to get into those little bits. You have to have more control and end up with a screwed up piece of paper. So that's another great use for them. And also when you're doing, excuse me while I bust, when you're doing a layered look on layered paint, you can just get the really light grit, like a 400, and just gently sand off that top layer of paint where you can show through the underneath layers of paint. There's red on top of a blue there. So it's great for sanding off without getting too far down if you use a really light grit like 400. 400. You can also see, instead of using a normal piece of sandpaper on this wood, how easy the Sandi Hands is to just brush over your piece of wood. It's great for distressing a piece. So just on those edges there, if I lightly distress that, it's not going to take too much sand off, depending on the grit you use, of course. But it's so much easier to just go over a piece with that sanding glove rather than a sanding block that you have to try and get a hold of. So that's another great example. And distressing on the high edges of this piece. Getting in the grooves. So I've just distressed a little bit off the top of that. You can see it's great for all sorts of things. If you're an upcycler, furniture, restorer, you love painting and you need to prep those pieces, I really recommend getting yourself a pair of Sandi Hands sanding gloves. For more information on this amazing glove, visit sandihands.com.au. And while you're there, don't forget to check out Jenny's story. Now, Jenny invented these gloves because she suffers from arthritis. So not only are they great for people who just want to restore furniture, but if you love it and you suffer from some mobility issues then in your hands, things like RSI, carpal tunnel, or arthritis, these are going to change your world. Get your Sandi Hands gloves, order them online, sandihands.com.au.